Hello, hello. All right, so I'm like super upset with myself because I was here at 5:59 and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get on as soon as it hit 6 o'clock. And then I got squirrely. I got distracted by something and then I was like, oh my God, it's 6:01. So anyway, I'm like a stickler for like always being on time. And yeah, that's just something about me. So as you pop on, say hello and also let me know where you're from. We had a bunch of people sign up for this, and I know that some of you have seen me before and have been in my group, but also there is a lot of new people in the group. So I want to make sure that I give you a shout out and say hello as you join. And then we are going to get into our masterclass. So I'm going to tag Anne here so that she gets that. All right, super excited for this today. All right, so as you pop on, say hello so I know that you're here, and also let me know where you're from. I always like to see where everybody's from, where I'm kind of gathering people from. I'm in New Jersey. Nothing fun over here. I am in Jersey and it's been cold and rainy and crappy. I guess I can be grateful that it's not snowing, but Jersey's kind of boring. I mean, it's where I'm from, but oh, I see some cool peeps on Sherry and Tanika. All right, go. So who are you and where are you from? Sherry says Jersey. Yeah, but I'm from the other Jersey. Like I'm the other Jersey, the South Jersey. So that's like a whole thing too. My peeps here that are from Jersey, we know that New Jersey is actually two different states. So I'm super excited to share with you guys today about how to get more awesome clients. One of the things that I just hear all the time from people is, I need more clients. Where are the clients? I want like, well, here's the thing. Most people are like, I want clients. How many people are like, I want awesome clients? I want clients that pay me on time. I want clients that pay me in full. I want clients that honor their word. I want clients that do the work. I want clients that refer me to their friends. I want clients who stick around, right? We usually just go off on this thing like, I just want more clients, right? But we're not being really very specific about the types of people that we actually want to attract. So that's what I want to get into in today's masterclass training. And then I'm going to share with you how you can actually take what I'm sharing with you today and apply it in your business. I'm going to talk about how we can work together in my new program called Truth so that you actually do start to attract amazing people into your programs, into your life. I can say for one, I love my clients. Like I have the most amazing, beautiful, hardworking, ambitious, just awesome, awesome, awesome people in my world. And you guys know who you are. World of a difference in how you show up. It makes a world of a difference in your business, in what you're able to achieve, in your bandwidth, right? Because here's the deal. If we're wanting any clients, right, we could get a bunch of sucky clients. We could get a bunch of clients who want discounts. We could get a bunch of clients who just don't do the work. We could get a bunch of clients who are flaky, right? And what happens when we get those clients who are not in alignment with who we are and don't allow us to like share the best of us and really just light us up? We're really doing a disservice. We're doing a disservice to them, but we're also doing a disservice to ourselves, because what happens is we start to question ourselves. We start to question, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I'm not a good coach. Why aren't my clients getting results? Why aren't my clients paying? Why don't people sign up for my stuff, right? So we start to essentially question who we are and what we do, when most of the time, I would say 9 times out of 10, it's not that. The fact is that you're just attracting the wrong people. So that's what we're going to be diving into today. really kind of, I have like 3 core things that I want to talk about in reference to getting the clients. And that's really like just how to attract the awesome clients that are a dream, they're amazing, they're soulmate clients that you just want to work with forever. I want to talk about how to express yourself with your clients, how to really, really connect with them, and why it's super important, so that literally, like, as soon as you drop a program, or as soon as you open your mastermind, or as soon as you say I have one-on-one spots open, you literally have people in your inbox because you know how to speak to them, because you're speaking their language, because they can relate to you. And then the third thing is, I want to talk about how you can actually up level your ideal client. So maybe you have been calling in people who aren't the best, or can't afford you, or who are always giving excuses, or maybe you're just ready to, you can do that. So who's excited for that? Hey, Tatiana. Tatiana says she wants all of the awesome clients. Darla says, yes, I want awesome clients. Great. Not just clients, guys. Now remember, if you're into the manifesting thing, you don't just want to say, I want clients. No, you want awesome clients. You want people who are top of their game. You want the people who are going to do the work and get results, because when they get results, you get more, right? You get more confidence, you get more clients, you get more testimonials. So we want them to get results. If you start to work with a lot of people and your people aren't getting results, or they're not sharing results, then it's going to feel like I'm doing something wrong, or people aren't going to want to continue to work with you. That's another thing that I have been so lucky to have, people that just continuously buy over and over and over and over again. They become my client and they stay my client. Like, how awesome would that be? Because we all know that it costs way more to go out and maybe do some paid traffic or do Facebook ads, and acquiring a new client takes a lot of time, energy, effort, and money. Whereas if you could just maintain your clients, that's the key, right? And obviously you're always going to be bringing in new people, but if you can maintain and have the same people buying from you over and over again, or the same people working with you for a long period of time, like let's say you work with a client for 6 months and they're like, hey, I want to sign up for another 6 months, or they work with you for a year and it's like, I want to work with you for another year, right? Like, how awesome would that be? So let me just read the comments here before I get into the meat of the masterclass. Lindsay says, oh my God, I had this written down for 6 p.m. my time. I'm so glad it just happened. I just happened to see the notification. Well, I'm glad you are here, Lindsay. Angela's here. Cami and Ann. Tiffany, Quanisha. Awesome. Awesome, guys. So excited that you guys are here. So what I want to do really quickly is just, who is your ideal client? Just want like one sentence, very quickly, post it in the comments here. Who is your current, I'm going to say that. Who is your current ideal client? Who are the people that you are trying to attract into your business, or into your programs, or into your mastermind, or into your coaching? Who are your ideal clients? I always like to make my trainings, for those of you that are new to me here, I always like to make my trainings interactive because it's fun. And I want to be able to help you specifically with what's going on, and just give you some really, really valuable takeaways with what I'm sharing with you in the class today. Anne says, oh, Jen, can't wait to see what your next level is. And there's just always that next level. So share with me what your ideal client is, who your ideal client is, I should say. And I don't need like a whole CTA or anything. You could just say it's, women business owners, athletes, moms, like just a very brief thing here on who your ideal client is. Oh, I see Felicia just popped on. Yay. All right. So many awesome people on the line today. Jen says, entrepreneurs who want to publish a book. Perfect. Ooh, you're in the perfect place for that. I love that. Anne says, badass entrepreneurial single moms. Very niche there. I love it. Lindsay wants to attract people who want to learn how to unlock their magic and use it to create new energetic foundation for their lives. Ooh, that sounds very sexy and very attractive. I love that. Quanisha wants to attract highly educated Black women entrepreneurs who are ready to earn more and increase their reach. I love how clear you guys are. This is amazing. Darla says, I love connecting with busy women, juggling work and family, yet still feeling unfulfilled, seeking more joy, passion, and life purpose clarity. Sandra says, highly sensitive, creative person, ready to discover and tap into their zone of genius. Cheryl wants to attract I love working with women, spiritual entrepreneurs ready to shine their lights. I love it. I feel like we're all on this clarity that I feel from you guys in your descriptions. Are you getting those clients? Like, are you getting those people who are that, right? And are they giving you pushback, or is it that you just want more of them? Just kind of want to know where you guys are at on here, and then we'll dive into the first thing that I want to talk about, which is just how to attract these people, where to find them. Felicia says, single, ambitious women on the move and who want to experience more joy. Ooh, sounds exciting. Okay, so also with that, there can be a little bit more clarity. So this is going to be the first thing. Okay, I'm still waiting for your comments, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next point, which is how to attract the awesome clients. So it's got to be with specificity. So some of you were very, very specific here on who you want to attract, but you also want to remember that when you are talking about your offers specifically, when you are talking about the results that you can get for people, when you are talking about the outcomes that they're going to get once they're working with you, you've got to be really super clear. You've got to be to the point where it's like they look at you and they're like, oh my God, I know that this person can help me. This person knows her stuff. This person walks her talk. So this is usually where the disconnect comes from. We usually have this vision in our mind about this is the person that we want to attract, right? But who we are is not in alignment with that person. Who we are is not an energetic match for that person. And so we get frustrated because we start to see maybe glimpses of like certain people are coming into our lives, certain clients are coming, but then they end up being a pain in the ass, or they end up being really difficult to work with, or they end up just not performing or not doing the work. Anything like with the people that you're currently attracting, or with the number of people that you're attracting, if you're like, I'm attracting the right people, but not enough, then I want you to think about what it is in you, right? The best way to attract awesome clients is to be an awesome client. I'm going to get into that in a second, but you have to be in a place in your business where you're walking your talk. So whether you are helping people with their health, helping people with their relationships, helping people with their business, helping people with, whatever it is, their, single life, their lifestyle, whatever that is, you have to be walking the talk, because somebody's going to look at you and say, does this person have what I want? Do I trust that this person is going to be able to help me get what I want, right? So this is what and I truly firmly believe that everything that is presented to us in our life, in our business, is a mirror. There's something that we need to look at in order to start attracting everything. So I'm doing a program right now called the Alignment Assignment, and this is the work that we're diving deep into, but it really is about being in alignment with what you say you do, being in alignment with what you say you can teach people. So if you are a relationship coach and you want to help people have fulfilling relationships or have more sex with their husband, or whatever that is, and you and your husband haven't had nookie in a year, or you guys are constantly fighting, right? Or you're just so frustrated in your romantic relationship that you rage on your kids every now and then, or you flip out on your kids. I don't want to say rage. I'm pretty sure you guys are not rageful people, but you know what I mean? Like, you would just like flip on your kids, have a short fuse, right? Maybe you help people with health, right? But you haven't yourself just found the energy or the motivation to go to the gym in the last 2 weeks. Up in the middle of the night, right? So where may you be out of alignment or out of integrity with the thing that you say you help people with? Obviously, if you're like a business coach or a marketing coach and you're promoting, that you can help people get to a certain income level, or that you can help people create a specific amount of wealth, but you haven't done that yourself, again, it's an alignment thing. It's an integrity thing. So where yourself may you be out of alignment or out of integrity with the people that you want to attract. Now, there is a caveat to this. I want to say this. It doesn't always directly correlate to the thing that's happening in your business. So let's say, for example, you help people communicate in their relationships, and you have a really great relationship with your husband. You guys communicate great, but you're like shit at having hard conversations with clients, or you've let your boundaries go with, your employees or people that you work with. So you want to also look all the way around, not just in that specific area. If you're like, no, Jen, I'm totally in integrity, I'm totally in alignment, look in other areas of your life. Is there somewhere else where you maybe you help people experience joy, but you give away your power, right? So we really want to make sure that we are just an energetic match for the people that we want to attract. And if you're the type that maybe is attracting the wrong people, this is another great place for you to look at that. Why am I attracting this type of person? Where am I being this type of person? Anne says, Jen, you never sugarcoat it, do you? No, never, never. Cheryl says, yes, our business is a mirror. Would I buy from me? Would I work with me? I always come back to that. I love that. Exactly. Would you buy from you? That's just step one, right? Because of course we're going to be like, of course I would work with me. Of course I would do that. But do other people want to buy from you? Do other people look at you and say, I want that life, or I want that relationship, or I want that lifestyle, or I want that health, or I want that kind of business? That you have that for yourself, or that you have a track record of having done that or helped other people with that, they're not going to trust you, right? Therefore, they're not going to buy from you. So Cheryl says that she gets a lot of discovery calls, but people say no. So we can talk about that in a little bit. That probably has to do more with your language, Cheryl, and really creating like an urgency or a reason that people need to sign up. So one of the things that, one of the points that I wanted to talk about today also was about how to get people that are just like, they're jumping in your inbox. Like, you don't even have to really do anything. You don't have to force and push and talk about your offer like 6 billion times, because as soon as they hear about it, they're like, I'm in. As soon as they get the email, they say, I'm in. They maybe sometimes don't even need to see a sales page. And the way to do that is to show up powerfully, in alignment, in integrity, in all that you do every single day. And that really is just it, guys. This is why you can see that there's some people out there who are just literally doing it all, and they're not getting any clients, right? But I'm sure that you can see when you see those people, you're probably like, they seem kind of desperate, like they're trying too hard, right? But then you see other people who it's like, it's so effortless. And you look at that person and you're like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but there's something about her and I want it. And I'm going to buy the thing that she puts out there because she is showing up powerfully, confidently, with certainty in who she is and in what she can offer for her ideal clients. So the way that I've done this, and you don't necessarily need to have like a big, large budget. You don't have to do necessarily Facebook ads. I actually recommend most people not to do Facebook ads until they have like a proven offer, or until they're making like at least 10K a month in their business, right? So organically in a way that attracts these people. And the way that you do that is with your languaging. You want to be really sure and really certain and really clear and really specific in your language, right? So if you are talking about a specific program, if you are talking about the results that you get with your one-on-one, if you are inviting people into a mastermind or a membership or a course, you can't just be broad. You can't just say, I am going to help you live an amazing life, or I am going to help you up-level your relationship, or I'm going to help you grow your business. Those can be like little pieces and little parts. But if you're describing what you do in that broad of a stroke, that's where you're going to have issues with people wanting to jump on your offers, because they're not going to get it, right? Like they're going to look at you and they're going to just be like, okay, but I don't get it. Like, I just don't know if this can help me, right? It feels too broad. It feels too general. So you want to be really, really specific in what you do. You want to be really specific in the outcomes that you get. You want to be also just very confident, very bold, very certain, because people essentially are buying certainty. This is why you may also look at someone and think like, I don't get it. How is this person getting all these clients? How is this person having like $100,000 launches? And like, I don't get it, right? But they're being very specific with the people that they want to attract. So for those of you who are giving me your ideal clients, really think about like, am I being specific with this? Am I letting them know like, okay, if I'm saying up level your life, or I'm saying get that dream body, or I'm saying grow your business, what does that actually mean? How can I say it in a way where it hits them, right? Like, how can I say it in a way I need? Because that's when you're going to get those people who don't give you pushback. That's when you're going to get those people who jump on the offers. That's when you're going to get the people who don't question what the price is, right? We just had a conversation in pricing in my 10X lab about like, it doesn't, like the price never actually really matters, and people think it does. They think like, if I just lower my price, I'll get more clients. And that is almost never the case, because somebody who isn't ready to buy usually is not, it's like money is not the factor. The factor is that they don't feel clear and they don't feel sure that your offer can help them. Or they may be clear about the offer, but then they look at you and they're like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't see it, right? I don't see it. So therefore, something energetically in them says, I'm not going to do it, right? So we really have to be full circle on this. It's like how we present, the language that we're using, how specific we are, how clear we are on the outcomes, but also all encompassing on living that person, walking the talk, right? Being in it in truth. That's when people are going to just automatically be magnetized to you, because they're going to not just see you, but they're going to also see the results. They're going to see you living it. They're going to see the posts that you're putting out there. They're going to connect with them. I can't tell you how many times I've heard over the last 1 to 2 weeks, so like people either private messaging me or commenting on my stuff saying, you're speaking to my soul. So imagine, right? If you could master the language that your ideal clients are literally like, you're speaking my soul, or you're reading my mind, or this is exactly what I'm going through. That's when they connect. When they connect, they will buy. When there's a disconnect, or there's doubt, or there's fear, or there's uncertainty, or they're like, I'm not really sure, that's when they don't buy. And that's when maybe they give you some excuse about how they can't afford it. And the next thing you know, you see them on Facebook and they're like, I just signed up for this $50,000 mastermind. And you're like, what? What do you mean you just signed up for a $50,000 mastermind? You told me that my $5,000 coaching was too much. How often does that happen, right? And you're just like, what? I don't get it. It's because whoever they said yes to, they were more magnetic. They connected with that person. They connected with their issue, with the problem, with the thing that they wanted to solve, and you didn't, right? So this is like this is like real core things that like you've got to get right, especially in 2020, especially with so many people being online. It, like literally, if you're scrolling through your newsfeed, you see it's like ad after ad after ad, promotion, picture of a cat, ad, right? So this is why it's so important to get in touch with this and really, really connect with your ideal clients. Sophia says, oh my God, I was just doing a workshop where the woman said, can you get out of my head, please? So awesome. Exactly. And so when you can do that, that's when your sales become easy. That's when your marketing becomes easy. That's when your promotions become easy. And here's the thing too, when you're getting really in touch with yourself, when you're really like, this is who I am as a coach, as a trainer, as a teacher, as a healer, this is who I am, then you don't have to play the games. You don't have to try to figure things out. You don't have to try to strategize or step by step your way to everything, because it's just going to come to you. It's going to come naturally, and people are going to be attracted to it. And then you can just make your offers, right? So the next thing that I want to talk about here, guys, is, and does this make sense to you guys? Like, are you feeling this? Felicia says, yes, it makes sense. Anne says, oh, this is good. So are you guys feeling this? Are you guys maybe seeing some patterns within yourself, or seeing some things within yourself? Or I got to get a little bit more clear with how I'm speaking to my audience and speaking to my ideal clients. And here's the great thing about this too. Like, most, not all, and it really depends on what you do, right? But most people want to coach, right? Like, our ideal clients are typically who we were at some point, right? It could even be who you are right now, right? As long as you're maybe just a couple steps ahead of them. But typically it's like who you were a little bit ago, who you were maybe 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. So it should be very easy for you to be able to connect in with that language and speak to them, like speak to their soul, right? So the next thing that I want to talk about is how to up level your ideal client. Okay, so maybe you're listening and you're like, cool, I got that. And I also want a different caliber of client. Like, I just want to work with the people who are ready. I want to work with the people who see the value in investing. I want to work with the people who, don't hesitate. I want to work with the people who are already, stepping into their power. And I just want to help them get more into their power. So that's you. The best way to up level your ideal clients and really step into that arena is for you to up level yourself. So it's exactly what I said earlier. Like, the best way to get awesome clients is to be an awesome client. Remember, everything is a mirror, right? So if everything is a mirror, then what do you need to be? Who do you need to be? Where do you need to up level so that you can call in and attract the people who also want to up level, who also make fast decisions, who also, just say, yes, I'm all in and I'm going for it. You have to be that all-in person if you want to attract the all-in person. If you're looking to get the people who maybe pay in full, then you've got to be somebody who pays in full, right? And this is a plan. So I don't discriminate like how the money comes in, but I'm just saying, if you're, wanting to manifest these kinds of things, you've got to go first. Right? You've got to go first. You've got to be the muse. You've got to be the one who's like, okay, I'm ready to up level my ideal clients. I'm going to do it. So if you're in a place where, like, maybe, you're getting the discovery calls, right? And you're getting the excuse over and over again that either it's just not the right time, or I'm going to do this later, right? Or check back with me in a couple of months. Or maybe you're getting the objection of, oh, I would really, really love to, but it's out of my budget. I can't afford it. It's too much money. Whatever the case is, look at yourself. Where are you doing that as well? Because that's what's going to happen. Like I said, this is true for in most cases, if you have a service-based business online, but it's not true across the board. Because if you're doing something like if you're like let's say like a copywriter or a designer, or you do graphics or something like that, then it's going to be a little bit different, because you don't need to, not that you don't need to walk the talk, but it's just different. It's different than if you are asking somebody to up level their life. If you're asking somebody to be something different, if you're asking somebody to take a risk, like, you've got to be willing to do it first. You've got to be willing to be the example for them. We lead by example. We talked about this last month when we did the Unleash the Leader Challenge. Like, we lead by example, right? So relatability. How can you relate to your ideal clients? Whether it's something that you guys have in common, whether it is just knowing to the core who they are, what they need, and how to speak to them. Relatability is super key. So relatability, how do you connect with your audience? And also, how do they connect with your solution. My boy always comes onto my live streams. For those of you who don't know, this should be part of my bio here. He's my twin, just in case you guys didn't see that. And he always just likes to come on and say hi to everybody. So say hi.
Hello.
And then when mommy's done, I'll make you some dinner. Sound good?
Okay, because I just came out because I was hungry.
Alrighty, baby. I'll be out there in a little bit.
See ya.
All right. So Ann says, is 3 years too far? Is that why I can't remember the language or find them? Yes, I would have invested until about a year ago. Maybe that's who I need to talk to. Yes. So you may need to, if you don't remember your language or how you felt at the time, then you may be too disconnected from who they are. So how do you connect back in with them? Thank you, guys. I'll let him know that you said hi. So yeah, you want to think about then how can you connect with them now? You could also do surveys and things like that, but interviews maybe to actually get their exact language. But I love like using my Facebook group. I love using discovery calls. I love using different things that like challenges where I can really get the information and really get the language of my ideal client. But again, if you're not clear, right? If you're not clear on the outcome, if you're not clear on this is how I can help you, then it's not going to work anyway. So, we talked about alignment, integrity. Are you asking your ideal clients to do something that you're unwilling to do? This is so huge. And I feel like some people talk about this, but I feel like not enough people talk about this. They're like, just put this offer out there, or just get this language right, or just, get your elevator pitch right, or just do that. And it's like, we know like people want to calibrate to you. And if they don't trust you, if they don't feel like you have what they want, then they're just not going to connect. So what are some of the things that you can do to create that connection, the relatability, and the alignment with those ideal clients? Because once you can do that, then you'll be able to speak to their soul. Then you'll be able to show them, this is like, I am confident as heck that I can get your results, and here's why. One of the things I see a lot is just people not owning who they are. I see people who are super smart, super intelligent, super good at what they do when they're in it, right? But when they're out in public, right? If they're maybe doing a live stream or doing a Facebook post, you can feel like a little pull back, right? You can kind of feel like they're dipping their toe in, or they're kind of saying what they want to say, but they're not fully expressing themselves. When you can fully express who you are online, completely unfiltered, that's when you get awesome clients. And that's when you get the awesome clients without a hassle. Because let's face it, we don't want to pull teeth. We don't want to have to convince people that they have to work with us. We don't have to, one of the things I always said before is like, I don't drag my clients over the threshold ever, because I know that if I do, and I like kind of force somebody to say yes, or I really try to talk them into saying yes, that's going to be the entire relationship. The entire coaching relationship is going to be based on codependence, right? So it really is about you showing up in your power, you being the best version of yourself, you being at this point where, people just trust you. They know Felicia can get me a result. Ann is walking her talk. I want to work with her. I want to be around her. I want to be in her energy. I want to be in her space. So I want to tell you a little story about when I just recently invested in a $50,000 mastermind. And I didn't even know what I was getting when I signed up for it. Like when I signed up for it, what I knew was that I wanted to be in that space. I knew that I felt connected to the energy of the leader. And I knew that the people who were going to be in the mastermind were going to be other high-level leaders and women who were at a point in their lives where they were also willing to invest $50,000 in their business, right? So I'm throwing some big numbers out there, but I just want you guys to like be aware that like, I didn't see a sales page. I didn't look and say, oh, what's included? What time are the calls? I don't know if I can make it. What else do we get? Do we get PDFs? Do we get I didn't ask any of those questions, and this is a big investment. It's not a small investment, right? And for me, it was energy all the way. It was energy and connection all the way. All the way. I'm sure that she used some proper language in the live stream that I saw and in the promotion that I saw, obviously, right? But for me, I don't even remember that. For me, it wasn't oh, when you said this, that made me want to sign up. It wasn't about that. It was I feel connected. I feel strongly about this, and I know that I want to be in this energy. I also trusted myself. I'm somebody who makes swift decisions. This one actually took me about 4 days to make the decision, just because it was such a big investment. But typically it's when I know, and I'm taking the action. And because when I know and I take the action, I attract clients who know when they know and they take the action, right? So this is the core of everything that you're going to do in your business. But like I mentioned earlier, just being able to be self-expressed, being able to be real, genuine, because let's face it, there's people online who are not, right? There's people online who are bullshit artists. But when you really connect in with someone, or they can connect in with you, there becomes this bond. And then once they're in your world and they're working with you and they have, experienced your magic, guess what? They're going to want to continue to be a client over and over again. Felicia says, this helps so much. I've grown and transitioned. Ironically, I just did a focus group today with former masterclass guests. That feedback and the combo is golden. Absolutely. And here's the thing. Thank you for saying that. There's always going to be an evolution. There's always going to be growth in your business. There's always going to be something that is going to change and shift and transition. And you're going to change and shift and transition with it, whether it's your ideal client, whether it's your offers, whether it's your languaging, whether it's the work that you want to do. There's always going to be that shift. And so that's why it's so important also to just be real with yourself. Because if you are trying to make something happen, if you're trying to do stuff, if you're, just putting on a show so that people will buy from you, it's not going to work, right? Or it may work a teeny tiny bit, but it's not going to work to the degree that it absolutely can when you trust yourself and when you show up and you do the things. For example, this masterclass, I literally I have a couple bullet points, but I don't have notes. For me, it's I trust myself because this is the work that I do. I'm able to come on here and just speak about the work that I do because it's just what I do every day, right? I'm not faking it. I'm not following some script. I'm not following a step-by-step process that needs to happen. I just know that this is what I do. And so I'm easily able to talk about it. This is why the walking your talk is so important. This is why the integrity is so important. This is why being in alignment is so important. This is why it makes it so much easier when you are doing this stuff, when you are putting yourself out there. It is so much easier for you to be, oops, sorry about that. I almost closed out the thing. It is so much easier for you to just be you and have those people attracted to you. Okay, so I want to know, do you guys have any questions about anything that I spoke about so far? I do have some other questions in the, couple people left for me in the, oh man, it went away. I got to see if I can find it now. I had a couple people ask me questions in the thread here, so I'm just going to go to that. And I want to know if you guys have any questions about this or anything that you want to say about getting awesome clients, and maybe some things that are coming up for you. All right, let me see if I can pull this up so I can answer a couple of these questions here. Okay, so I have a question from Rosanny as I'm waiting for you guys to pop on. Hey, Andrea. Hi, Stephanie. And she says, how do I find clients? It's a thing I help them conquer. It's kind of generic and applies to a lot of people. So she says, I help people live out loud with more confidence to pursue dreams, goals unapologetically, to have the guts to say no to the wrong people, things, and the bravery to say yes to the right ones. So my first, from a logistical standpoint on that, Rosanny, would be you've got to be a little bit more niched. What kind of people? Do you have a specific person in mind? Is it a successful businesswoman? Is it an entrepreneur? Is it a mom? Even just getting a little bit of clarity on that will help. And then the second way is going to be exactly what I was just talking about. Are you somebody who has the confidence to live out loud, to go pursue your goals and dreams, to say no to the things that you want to say no to, and all of that stuff? Are you living it? And that's essentially what you want to do. You want to be able to live it, because when you live it, people are like, I want that. How do I get it? And they're willing to pay you for that solution. Andrea says, sorry, I'm late. That's okay. I would definitely recommend going back when we finish the live stream to go back and watch the beginning of it because there was some really good and juicy stuff in there. Andrea says, what if I have changed what I want my message to be? So I talked about this a little bit. Well, I talked about you changing your ideal client. But if you're changing your message, it's going to be the same thing. It's how do you own it? How do you stake your claim online? How do you fully express yourself? Unfiltered, right? And this is a hard thing for a lot of people to do. This is really hard for a lot of people to do. When I first came online, you wouldn't catch me dead on a live stream. You would not catch me dead on a live stream. I still get like the butterflies when I go on a live stream, right? But I had learned that this is what I actually need to do, right? I learned that this is what's going to help me grow my business. The same thing when I was, making posts online. It was like, how do I post in a way that people are going to get it? How do I what CTA should I put in? What time of day should I make my post? How many paragraphs should it be? Should I say this thing, or is this thing going to really bother people? Is this going to ruffle some people's feathers? Trust me, I've been through it all. I've had all of those feelings. I've had all of those question marks. And none of it is as important as you just showing up fully as yourself, right? You just showing up fully self-expressed, because then you don't have to think about it. It's just that's just who Felicia is. That's just who Andrea is. That's just who Stephanie is. That's essentially where you want to be, not only in your business, but geez, could you imagine if you're that way in your life as well? And when I say to be unfiltered, when I say to, speak your truth, it's not that you do things for, mean to other people. But in essence, what you're doing is you're actually repelling the wrong people. When you have the right message, you're going to connect with your people. You're going to possibly trigger the fuck out of your people. And you're going to repel the wrong people. So those three things, right? Connecting, repelling, and triggering. With your message, you want to be in that space. You want to play around in that, because that is where people are really going to see the real you and want to work with you. Felicia says, I despise doing them. Oh, the live streams. Yeah, you've got to just practice. Just practice. That's it. That's my only advice for you. Andrea says, funny, I live my everyday life unfiltered, not sure why I'm hesitant online. So I would explore that, Andrea. Are there people, on your friends list, or are there people, maybe past clients, past coworkers, maybe it's an old boyfriend, people you went to high school with, your parents, maybe. Excuse me. Maybe it's something in there where you're maybe feeling a little embarrassed or hesitant. Okay, guys. So Felicia says, I love that. Yes. LOL. Thanks. So what I want to do is talk about how we can work on this together. So if you're like, I need to get clear with my message, I need to start speaking my truth, I need to attract my people, because I'm ready. I'm ready to just live fully free, live in my truth, and have people literally just attract to me. One of the things I journal all the time is people are just attracted to me and they don't even know why. People want to work with me and they don't even know why, right? They want what you have, and it's because you are living your absolute truth. So in March, we're starting Truth, which is my intensive. So for those of you who have never heard of anything from me before, the way I work with my clients is super intensive, super deep. and super all in on the things that you actually need to move forward in your business. So our next one is truth. And it actually stands for something. And I actually have to pull that up because I don't have it memorized, but I'm going to share that with you in a second because it's really, really good. And this is all about mastering and monetizing your message. So if you want to master and monetize your message, if you're shifting your message, if you want to work with those ideal clients, if you want to call them in effortlessly, this is the intensive to be in. So it is how to attract customers with ease, how to make daily sales. Like, could you imagine if you're like looking at your PayPal or you're looking at your Stripe and every single day money's coming in, like you're making a sale every day, whether you're launching or not. This program will help you do that. It will help you create multiple 5-figure launches simply by tapping into the energy of you. How awesome would that be? How awesome would it be to just be able to call in the most amazing people in your life, clients, simply by tapping into the energy of you, right? Mastering that message, really, really getting safe and clear and secure in that messaging. For me, that was a problem in the beginning. For me, it was like, I had a very broad message. When I first started, my business was called Awesome on Purpose. And it was very much, it was like life coaching, like I'm going to help you live an amazing life. And I didn't realize like, oh gosh, first of all, that's vague. That's boring. What the hell does it mean to live an amazing life? Like, we have to be clear. We have to be specific. We have to speak to them. We have to speak to their soul. We have to connect in with them. That's why they keep buying. That's why I have clients who have bought literally, God, 12 to 15 different things that people are actually buying from me. So I'm going to actually pull this up really quickly, what truth actually means and why it's so important and what we're covering in the intensive. It is, let's see, Cheryl says, you are the best laser light powerful coach. Aw, thank you so much. Felicia says, you said connecting, repelling, and then the last point is connecting, repelling, and triggering. Connecting, repelling, and triggering. If your messaging isn't doing that, you need a boost in the messaging. So truth. So the T stands for transformation of self. This is the first, always, 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 always the very first thing in all of my programs, and should be the very first thing before you take anything on that's new, is your mindset, your identity, really transforming who you are so that you can call in the right people. Because remember, your people are going to come when you're an energetic match for them. So if you're not an energetic match for them, they ain't gonna come, or they're gonna be the wrong ones. They're gonna be the ones that give you a hard time, ask for discounts, schedule the discovery calls, don't sign up, give you excuses about the money. So you've got to raise the bar on yourself first. So the T stands for transformation of self. The R is for radical self-expression. So important to learn this, like wherever you are in your journey, if you're just starting or if you've been doing this for years and you're just like, I'm ready to finally own who I am. Right? I'm ready to fully express everything that I want to say. I'm ready to fully express all parts of me. This takes guts. This takes courage, which is why the transformation of self needs to happen first, right? The U stands for unapologetic messaging, because so many brilliant, amazing people filter themselves. Online, I see it all the time. I have clients who will send me posts that they're going to post, and I read their thing and I'm like, you're holding back here, sister. I can tell. And if I can tell that you're holding back, or I can tell that you erased a line in the middle of your paragraphs, guess what? Other people are going to notice that too. So how to unapologetically message in a way that feels good, that does those three things, that's going to connect, repel, or trigger, because those are high intense emotions, right? So people buy when when something moves them, right? I mean, every now and then somebody might buy have like an impulse buy, right? Like something that in the checkout line at Target, or an order bump that costs $7. Like every now and then someone might have an impulse buy, but for the most part, people are gonna buy when they are feeling connected, right? When they feel some sort of emotion, which is why the unapologetic messaging, it needs to have these elements in it on a core basis, on a real basis. And people need to see that consistently. T, the other T, stands for tapping into the energy of sales. So business that hates sales, that doesn't like sales, that resents people who sell. I literally have a Facebook post about this because I'll tell you a story in a second. You've got to sell. Period. The end. You've got to sell or else you're not a business. If you don't like selling, if you feel icky selling, if you think when other people sell, it's icky, you've got to clear that, or else you're never going to be able to have the business that you want. You're never going to be able to make the sales that you want. If you can't create what you hate, you can't create what you hate. So if you hate when other people sell, or you don't like it, or you think it's gross, or you think that it's gross when you sell, you've got to fix that. Absolutely. So tapping into the energy of sales will be the next thing that we would talk about in this intensive. So important. So I had 2 people. So I sent out a bot message. I think some of you got it, to see if you guys wanted to join me here in this masterclass. And I had 2 people reply back, with some kind of like snide remarks about how, if I attend this masterclass, are you going to try to sell me something? And I thought that was really interesting, because for me, actually, like, no, I'm actually not going to try to sell you something, because when you try to do something, it's because you have a hesitation or a doubt that you can actually do it, right? So I don't try to sell anything. I sell. And the right people that need what I have, buy. Period. The end. I don't ever try to convince anybody to do anything or buy anything or, pull teeth or anything like that. It's the magnetic messaging, right? If people want what you have, you're actually doing a disservice to them, not to extend an invitation for them to continue to do the work for you, with you, if you know that you can help them, right? So I just thought that was so interesting that I had, these 2 women that both said the same exact thing. Are you going to try to sell me something? Just really interesting. And my initial response was, well, that's probably why you're broke. But, I didn't do that. I was very, very respectful in my replies to them, and really just wanting to know more. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What does trying to sell mean? What does mis-selling mean? Explain. I want to know. I want to understand, right? So T is tapping into the energy of sales, and H is hustling with harmony. So I really do believe that there's a time for hustle and there's a time for lean back. And I just came up with this in one of my journaling sessions where I was Oh, okay. I think I'm back. I don't know what happened there. Lindsay says, LOL, Yoda that shit. Do not try. I'm not trying to sell you guys, okay? Hustle with harmony. When I was journaling the other day, I literally was like, how do I want to show up? Like, if I just knew without a doubt that the right people were going to come to me, if I was able to show up in any way and market in any way that I desired and knew that I was going to be taken care of and knew that I would make sales, what would I do? And my answer to myself was, I would drop the mic and then I would lean back. So essentially what I meant by that was like, you guys see my posts, right? You see my posts in this group. You see my posts on my personal page. This powerful, sometimes pungent, sometimes very triggering posts, right? And that's my mic drop, right? Or this live stream is like, this is my mic drop. So my whole point with the hustle with harmony is like, mic drop, lean back. You're gonna mic drop and then lean back and say, okay, the right people heard this message. The person that needed to get this message today got this message. Trust, right? That's something that I feel like we don't have enough of, which is why this intensive is beautifully named Truth, because that's what it's all about. But it really is about trusting ourselves and knowing that, like, we've got this. We're here to deliver a message. We're here to serve our people, and the right people, as long as we're in alignment, as long as we're in integrity, as long as we're unapologetic, as long as we are walking our talk, the right people are going to get it. The right people are just somehow going to be magically dropped into a masterclass when they maybe never even heard of me before, right? So there's so many just things that happen when you get into alignment, when it comes to sales, and when it comes to your messaging. Andrea says, fucked up at the end of the day, you always give huge value whether we buy your program. I always get something from you. And that also is one of my core like that. I don't know if value is the right word, but that's one of my core things. Like when I come on and I am writing an email, writing a Facebook post, doing a live stream, doing a masterclass, doing a challenge, first and foremost, you're getting something. You're getting some kind of value that you can, my podcast, those of you who have not listened to my podcast, you need to go listen to my podcast. My intention is you get something that you can literally walk away with and apply to your business and make money from. Whether you choose to go deeper with me or not, that's up to you, right? I'm going to make the invitation and you get to choose. Yes, I need this. So, truth. Let's talk about truth. If you want to dive deeper, if you want to nail that messaging, if you want to learn how to monetize the message, if you want to learn how to attract the most incredible clients like the ones that I have that are freaking epic. Some of you guys are on here right now, which is awesome. Truth, it's an intensive, but it's a little bit long. It's a little bit longer than some of my other intensives. So Lindsay says, Mercury retrograde is a thing and getting all fired. Facebook right before I'm going to talk about my program. Thank you, but I'm glad that you guys came back on. So truth, it's actually going to be 5 weeks. So it's a little bit longer than some of the intensives, and it's because we're going to dive deep into all those different 5 areas that I talked about, which was transformation of self, which is all mindset, identity, all the deep work, the internal work that you need to do to make this work, radical self-expression, unapologetic messaging, tapping into the energy of sales, and hustling with harmony. Those are the 5 topics that we're going to be covering, modules, if you want to call it that. And so it's a 5-week intensive, and we're going to just dive deep into this. I'm super excited. If you're in P&P, you get this. So if you're already in Purpose and Profit, you get this as part of your membership, so you don't need to worry about that. And it is going to start first week of March. We're going to dive into this for this week only, or this weekend, I should say. I'm actually having a birthday sale for you guys too. Not on this particular thing, but my birthday's coming up. Just so you guys know, my birthday's on 2/20/2020, and I've got to do something really epic for that because it's just an epic date. So, truth, 5-week intensive with me. We're going through all of those topics. It is just for this weekend, just until Saturday. It's $555 for those 5 weeks. So it's essentially like $100 a week to join me in this intensive. You get the live coaching from me. You're going to get the trainings. You'll be in a group of people who are badass. All of my clients are in there who are just doing the thing. You get to walk your talk. You get to get into alignment and integrity with the work that you're doing. You get to attract the most amazing people. You get to be rock solid in your energy, in your mindset, in how you're showing up, in who you are, and who you are bringing into your world. So super excited for this. Just private message me, or if you just want to comment here, truth, you can just until Saturday only. So today, Friday, and Saturday, you can get it for $555. It's normally going to be $777. So it'll actually go up after Saturday. So if you know you want in on this and you're like, yes, I need this, send me a private message and I will hook you up. I will be talking about this more, obviously, over the next, couple weeks. But if you want to get in on the special price, send me a message. It's amazing. It's going to be intensive. It's going to be epic. It's going to be just, you're going to walk out of this like a brand new woman. Promise you. You're going to walk out of this as a brand new woman. So that's it. I'm so sorry that I got cut off at the very end because I was super getting fired up. And like when stuff like that happens and you get like kind of flustered, you're like, oh, what happened? But I'm still fired up because I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about this topic. Excited to work with people on this very important thing, because I think that we're too much sold into the strategy and the systems, but not so much in like, how are we actually connecting with our messaging and actually connecting in with our ideal clients? Because that's the most important part, right? because it doesn't matter what systems you have in place. It doesn't matter what strategy you're doing. If you can't connect with your ideal clients, or if you're acting out of integrity, or if you're not in alignment with what you actually want to say, if you're filtering yourself, you're never going to attract the right people. Like, I truly and firmly believe that after being online for almost 7 years. I'm going into year 7, people. Going into year 7. This is like, it's crazy. It's not like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I've literally seen it all. I've done it all. I've been through it all. I used to be that person who was scared to say anything online, who didn't want to ruffle the feathers, who didn't want to speak my truth. And now every day, and those of you that are work closely with me, and those of you that connect with, and that's what you're going to learn how to do too. You're going to learn how to drop the mic and then lean back and watch your people flock to you. Watch your people just say, I want in, I want to buy it, I want that. That's what needs to happen. Like, that's what's going to happen in truth. So Andrea says, don't apologize, it's Facebook. I know. And I will be sending you a PM. Awesome, awesome. I would love to support you in that. Anybody else, if you guys have questions, need clarity, anything like that, just shoot me a message. I'm so open. I love still connecting with my people, which I think is another thing that is, you know, kind of going to the other side in our industry. It's like, how do we automate everything? How do we, you know, take ourselves out of our programs? How can I just hire a bunch of coaches to do this stuff for me, where I'm very hands-on. I'm very intensive with my clients. I'm very intensive in my programs. Like, I want to know who you are. I want to know what you're up to. I want to know what your issues are. I want to know how I can help you get to the next level. And I really feel like that's a super important thing for me. You know, and also just in this industry is like being very, what's the word I'm looking for? Intimate, being very intimate with your clients, with your peeps, right? Because again, trust. They got to trust you. You got to trust yourself, and you got to take that first step, but they got to trust you too. And how do you expect someone to trust a robot, right? So funny. I actually had one of my old clients message me about my bot that I sent out. And I was like, she's like, does this work? You've been sending me these automated bots for years. And I just had to laugh because I was like, yeah, but you never interacted with them. So if you would have interacted with my bot, I would have messaged you just like I'm messaging you now. And she thought it was pretty funny, and I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, the intimacy, really just getting to the heart and soul of your clients, being able to speak to their soul, being able to read their minds, just makes life so much easier, just makes business so much easier, makes your marketing so much easier, makes your promotions so much easier, makes your launches feel more smooth. Like, why? They're trying to do something that isn't in alignment with what they want to do. It's not in alignment with their strengths. It's not in alignment with the path that they actually want to take. And so it feels hard. It feels stressful. It's a lot of work. But imagine every time you put out an offer, it just sold like hotcakes because you spoke your truth and your people trust you and they want to buy. They want to buy. Point blank, that's it. And I'm going to go because my kiddo's hungry. He's probably like standing out the door right now, waiting for me to make him some food. So I'm going to go take care of him. If you guys want to know more about Truth, I will be talking about it over the next few days, a little bit more. Well, probably the next couple of weeks more. But if you're ready, you want in, private message me. I'll get you the link. It's $555 until Saturday only. And then it's going up to $777, which is still a steal. But if you want the discount, you want it now, send me the private message. I will see you guys inside the group, and I really hope that you got some awesome takeaways from this. If you're popping on this live stream, there's another one. There's another, and I'll have my team connect both of the live streams here. So just in case you were maybe on this one and not on the other one, or if maybe you were on the first one and didn't catch the second one, I'll make sure that I got those all linked up. All right, guys, I will see you. Have an amazing night. And I hope to see you guys just be able to speak your truth online and attract awesome clients. Bye.